If you've ever walked into an art store and felt totally overwhelmed by the walls of pencils, papers, and mysterious sticks of charcoal, you're not alone. The good news? You really don't need much to get started, and I'm here to walk you through the basics. No fancy jargon, no pressure, just the honest scoop on what's what. Let's dive in. If you're like most people, you probably grew up using those classic yellow pencils in school, the ones with the pink erasers. But did you know that there's an entire world of pencils out there, each designed for different kinds of drawings? Drawing pencils come in a variety of types, and each one gives you a different look and feel on the page. Some are perfect for light, delicate lines. Others are made for bold, dark shading. Understanding the basics will help you choose the right pencil for what you want to draw. The pencil scale. What do H and B mean? Artists' pencils are labeled with a combination of letters and numbers that tell you how hard or soft the graphite is. Here's a quick breakdown. H stands for hard graphite. The higher the number, 2H, 4H, 6H, the lighter and thinner the line. These pencils are great for fine, precise lines and detailed sketching. B stands for soft graphite. The higher the number, 2B, 4B, 6B, the darker and softer the pencil. These are great for shading and bold, expressive strokes. HB stands for the middle ground, right in the center of the scale, not too dark, not too light, a perfect beginner pencil. Think of it like this. H pencils are light, fine, and clean. B pencils are dark, bold, and soft. HB pencils are balanced and versatile. For example, 6H, hard graphite, very light. HB, medium, classic pencil. 6B, soft graphite, very dark. You don't need to buy every single pencil out there, unless you want to, of course. My drawing journey started with just one HB pencil, but as I got more into drawing, I naturally added more to my toolkit. For beginners, a simple set of 3 to 5 pencils is more than enough. Here's a good starter set. 2H for light sketching and guidelines. HB for general drawing. 2B for darker lines and some shading. 4B or 6B for bold, dark shading. Most art stores sell small sets that cover this range. That's it. Just 3 to 5 pencils will give you a great range to work with while you're learning. As you develop your style and techniques, you might find yourself gravitating towards certain grades, and that's when you can expand your collection. Let's talk about pencil types. Beyond the grading system, you'll encounter a few different types of drawing pencils. Graphite pencils, these are your standard drawing pencils with the grading system we just talked about. They're the essentials of most drawing kits and what we're focusing on today. Mechanical pencils, great for consistent line thickness and technical drawing. You can get them with different lead thicknesses. 0.3 millimeters for very fine lines, 0.5 millimeters for medium lines, 0.7 millimeters for slightly thicker lines. They're convenient but less expressive than traditional pencils, since you can't vary the line width as easily. Charcoal pencils. These give you darker, more matte marks than graphite. They're messier but great for expressive, atmospheric drawings. Colored pencils. As the name suggests, these add color to your work. Watercolor pencils. Draw like a pencil, then add water for a paint-like effect. For now, stick with graphite pencils. Once you're comfortable, you can experiment with others. How to start drawing. Okay, you've got your pencils. Now what? Here's a super simple way to start practicing. Make some marks. Grab a piece of paper and try making different marks with your pencil. Press lightly for thin, faint lines. Press harder for bold, dark lines. Try holding your pencil at different angles. Let's talk about paper and erasers. Do I need fancy paper? Any paper will do when you're starting out. Printer paper, a sketchbook, even the back of an envelope. Once you get into drawing more, you might want to try thicker paper, like a sketch pad, but it's not necessary at first. For basic drawing practice, Target's $2 to $3 medium-weight drawing paper pads are a solid, budget-friendly option. What about erasers? Yep, erasers are tools too. You're not fixing errors, you're drawing with subtraction. Types of erasers. Rubber erasers, the classic pink block. Good for strong erasing. Kneaded erasers. Soft, moldable, and gentle. Perfect for lifting graphite without damaging the paper. Precision erasers, like a tiny mechanical pencil eraser. Great for highlights or detail fixes. If you are going to get one eraser, a kneaded eraser is the best option. You will use this more than the others. Try using a kneaded eraser to lift out highlights in a shaded drawing. It's like adding light with a magic wand. Here are some tips to get started in drawing. Start light. Always start your drawings with light lines. You can darken them later. Use your whole arm. For big shapes, move your arm, not just your wrist. Look more than you draw. Spend time really looking at what you're drawing. Notice the shapes, shadows, and lines. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Focus on your own progress. Keep your first sketches. You'll be amazed when you look back and see how far you've come. Also, date your drawings. Just jot the date in the corner or on the back of each one. In 5, 10, or even 20 years, you'll be able to flip through your old drawings and see your journey as an artist. Simple exercises to get comfortable with your pencils. Before diving into drawing landscapes or people, try these simple exercises. Gradient bars. Draw rectangles and fill each one with a gradient from light to dark using different pencils. Line control. Practice drawing straight lines, curved lines, and spirals, focusing on maintaining even pressure. Shape shading. Draw simple shapes like spheres, cubes, and cylinders, then practice shading them to create the illusion of form, still life sketch. Put a few objects on your table, like a cup, book, and phone. Sketch the outlines with an H pencil, then shade using your B pencils. Where to go next? Once you're comfortable with your pencils, you can start exploring more advanced techniques like blending, cross-hatching, or even using colored pencils and charcoal. We'll go over more in future videos. Drawing can sometimes feel frustrating when you're starting out because there's a gap between what you want to create and what you can currently create. That's normal. Everyone goes through it. I still go through it. Learning to draw is a lot like solving a challenging math problem. At first, it can feel overwhelming. You might not know where to begin, and your early attempts might not turn out the way you hoped. But just like in math, persistence pays off. You begin to recognize patterns, spot mistakes, and find better ways to solve the problem in front of you. The real breakthrough comes when the process starts to click, when what once seemed complex begins to make sense. And just like in math, every bit of practice builds on what you learned before. If you keep at it, you'll notice your lines getting steadier, your shapes more accurate, and your confidence growing. Progress might come in small increments, but those steps add up. Keep solving, keep sketching. You'll be surprised by how far it takes you. And remember, every artist started with a single pencil and a blank page. The most important thing is to start. Got questions or want to share your first drawing? Drop a comment below. I'd love to see what you're working on. I'll see you in the next video.